Welcome to the channel, everyone. Hi. Today we are going to be doing something that I've been planning to do. It's sort of my own version of pass to developers, but just be what I would like to see come to the game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this the base episode. So, depending on how many views and likes and comments this gets, then we will move on to another nation. So I'm going to for about a week, and we'll see how it goes. So, what have I selected? Well, I've selected to start with from the one side going to the top, starting with the US. And I've selected something very interesting. Found this very unique in a way. And yeah, so I picked this because I never knew about it. And while I was now searching, doing my research, I found out that this was actually Americans. So, what am I talking about? The Merman Harrington Combat Tank Light Series, or ETLS. So basically, it is built by Herman and Harrington. Okay, and this was a quite a weird tank actually concept because as far as I know, the MH Merlin and Harrington produced for South Africa cars, but apparently they were producing for a lot of other people as well. I don't know. So let me just read a little bit about this, and then I will show you which ones am I thinking about. The Merman Harrington Combat Tank Light Series were a series of American light tanklets that were produced for export markets at the start of the Second World War. The CL-3 had a crew of two and was armed with two 30 cals, 7.62 millimeters, the M1919 machine gun, and one 50 cal, 12.7 millimeter M2 Browning machine gun. They were originally designed to be amphibious light tanks and were rejected by the US Marine Corps in 1939, but after the attack on Pearl Harbor, they were exported and used as emergency light tanks. That's the thing I found that it was, but ignore the machine gun parts. This is a whole series of vehicles. There was a lot of them. Read a bit more further with this article. It's primarily served in Alaska and in the Dutch East Indies, while small numbers were used in the US as guard tanks stationed along the US coast. A total of about 700 examples were produced, all through it was declared obsolete by the Allies in 1943. It was used by the newly created Indonesian army after the end of the Second World War, remaining in Indonesian service until 1949. My opinion about this, when World War II broke out, this thing was obsolete. But what I really, really like about this is you can put this in very low tier, BR of 1. It will play in that line sense of, well, actually, I think. So the designer and development, okay, I'm not going to get into that. That will come in. In the mid 1930s, the US Marines required the light tank that could be used in amphibious operations after trials. Christie amphibian tank, Murren Harrington produced a light turretless tank with a 0.5 in that's inches, 12.7 millimeter machine gun, 30 cals. Okay, that we've all been through. This was the first light tank to meet SMC standards when it was designed. The crew of two, considering the driver gunner protection was up to 0.5 inches, 12.7 millimeters of armor. It was named the Combat Light Tank 3, CL3. All three machine guns were mounted on the ball mount in the front of the hull. I am not mistaken. Was some this lines. 4. This is TLT4. But we're getting a more or less a. But I'm not suggesting that. Okay. Type light tank tanklet. The United States. Used by Netherlands, United States, Cuba, Empire of Japan, Indonesia, Republic of China, World War II, Indonesian National Revolution, Cuban Revolution. Okay, those are the wars it's manufacturer. Herman Morrington, number built 875. Mass was 4,300 kilograms. 4,300, 4,900. Length 11 feet 6 inches, 3.51 meters. Width feet 10 inches, 2.08 meters. Height 11 inches, 0.1 meter. 11 meters. Crew 2 driver gunner up to 0.5 inches, 12 millimeters. Machine at a Lincoln 12 Hercules 6-cylinder gasoline engine, 120 HP, 89 kilometers. Operational range was 25 miles, 201 kilometers, 33 miles per hour, 50 kilometers an hour. So now, this thing saw a lot of action. The Royal Netherlands East Indian Army, the Dutch East Indian Campaign, they all ordered these vehicles for a stopgap supply because of going on there. But not a lot of them reached there because of what was happening. Yeah. And then we can go and also the designs. But we can go to the designs, variants. CTL1 designed by Harriet Morrington, shipped to the Polish army but was rejected. CTL2 A, CLT1 with slightly thicker armor. CTL3, a tanklet with 112.7 millimeter 50 cal M Browning machine gun and 257.62 millimeter M1990 machine guns. A prototype 5 were produced in 1936. Another 5 were produced in 1930. All of them upgraded to the standard in 1941. Tank platoon assigned to CTL3. All of the vehicles were scrapped. CTL3A, an improved version of the CTL3. The only difference was suspension. CTL3M, an improved version of the CTL3. All the CTL3Ss were upgraded to this standard in 1941. There's a lot of them. CTL3 TBT, an upgraded version. The only difference was improved tracks, suspension, and additional of an M2 machine gun. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into much of that. CTLS stroke 40 TAC, designed for export. And least total 420 were produced, originally for 600 4 TAC 4 trays went to China after pullback. Remaining 240 were disposed for emergency situations in Alaska. The armor was double. The armament consisted of 3 7.62 millimeter. Yeah, mounted turret. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna go more further in. Coming out to the one that I actually want to select for, and that would be this one. This is the one I want to in, but I just wanted to get into a bit more of the vehicle. So this was a project started in IT to prevent private side to produce the light tag with a crew of 3. It was armed with a 37 millimeter auto cannon and coaxial 90 Eb 1919 machine gun. The same year, the Dutch authorities ordered 194 of these vehicles for service. The Dutch East years later, Indonesia with the Dutch East Indian Army Cavalier platoon. However, none of these vehicles states by surrendered, and the Dutch East actually occupied. The US government commissioned 64 vehicles had manufactured. So this is the actual vehicle that I'm suggesting for the US. Yeah, this one I like. 7 millimeter. And everything. I had it all. Lost that. Very unorganized. Hey, yeah. Oh, I imagine the armor would be the same as the one. That would also be about 12 millimeters thick. It's very nice tank. It was brought to all those countries. I think it would be very nice to have new, especially for the American tech tree at early tier. Everything's just bloody Stewart's. To get something new with a 37 millimeter, it would be pretty. Yeah, I'll see how this goes and what. Okay, yeah, I've got something. Length 4.2, width 0.34, height 0.45 meters, total weight battle ready 11 tons, crew 2, propulsion Hercules RLXDI inline 6 gasoline engine, 174 HP at 2,100 RPMs, speed 40 kilometers an hour, 25 miles per hour, range 130 kilometers, 80 miles, armament 1. American Armament Corporation automatic 37 millimeter L44 cannon, up to 430 cals Colt or Browning machine guns. Armor is 30 millimeters all around, so as I expected. Yeah, that's just a bit on this. The vehicle was used by all those countries that were mentioned before. So it'll be very nice to see something new for early tier. And yeah, that's all I've got to say on this. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, dislike, comment, and share. It'll be mighty appreciated. And I'll give this video a week and then I'll see how it goes. And then I'll maybe move on to the next one if I get enough views and enough likes. But this is my pick for pass to the developers. If I could see one tank this year for America, I would like to see. So the next country we'll move on will be the next in the line. Thanks for watching. Keep well, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Goodbye.